if mom and dad don't mind. I'd give him a name, a place to stay, and some toys to play with. So he's eating dragon chow, and his name is Sparky, and he's got some toys. He's got a knight toy and a catapult. When I thought he was ready, I'd teach him to fly. I think he just pushed him off. I hope he says, uh-oh. And then, whoo, yay. I'd get him a collar and a leash. Then I take him for a walk every day. Here he is walking him. I guess it's a flying. If he was a naughty dragon, I'd have to send him to school, to like a dragon obedience school. I don't know if we have one of those in the area. After he learned to behave, I could take him camping in the summer. Easy way to light a fire. Trick-or-treating in the fall. He already, looks like he has a costume already. We could clear neighbors' driveways in the winter. But I might not take him kite flying in the spring. If I missed the bus, he would help me get to school on time. And I take him for show and tell. Today's topics at school: people and their pets, your favorite pet, and what animals make great pets. So that's his show and tell pet. Bullies. If you have a dragon, you don't need to worry about bullies. You don't need to worry about Brussels sprouts either. Dragons love them. But don't give them broccoli. It gives them gas. And you don't want a fire-breathing dragon with gas. Get it? Every night I'd give my dragon a bath. Bath time would be fun. Sometimes. I would pick out books that wouldn't give him nightmares and read to him until he got sleepy. He's reading a book about knights. I'd tuck him in and say goodnight, then we'd fall asleep, just me and my dragon. At the end. That is a story about dragons. We are going to make a dragon this morning. We're going to learn about how you would name your dragon, just like you did yesterday with your pirate name. Only today it's going to be a dragon name. And then we're going to learn about knights. So Renee, will you take us over to the craft corner?
You bet. Let's head on over there. I can't wait to see what we are going to make today.
All right. So today, we are going to make this dragon. I really like it. And if you blow on this end, then these flames really shoot out. So you know I like to make crafts. You scoot this over just a little bit, that are with things that you kind of have around your house. So here's what I used. This, of course, is a toilet paper tube. I also had these that were a paper towel roll. And so I just cut that paper roll towel in half. But you could just leave it like that and make a huge dragon. And then I had some pom-poms. And then I have some googly eyes and some tissue paper. I did use just some green tempera paint. All right, of course I have to have glue. Can't have a whole lot of crafts without having some glue. And scissors to cut my tissue paper. So I did paint my toilet paper roll green, but you could have any color of dragon that you wanted. And these are pom-poms I found that are kind of sparkly pom-poms. Now, if you didn't have pom-poms, I'm thinking cotton balls, maybe? You don't have pom-poms laying around the house. If you don't have googly eyes, I'm thinking you could just use a marker on those cotton balls. So this is what I did. So here's one, I just painted it green. And it takes a little while for the glue to dry on these little eyes. And so I glued those yesterday when I was getting ready. And so I would just glue those eyeballs there, okay? And then it's almost like a little nostril, little noses. So I would have these little pom-poms right here, whoops. So I would glue those little pom-poms down. Now, here's what I know about glue. Sometimes it takes a while for it to stick. There we go. I know you get the idea. And you kind of want your dragon, you got to decide. Do you want him looking at you? Or do you want him looking up? Or do you want him looking all kinds of places? Whoops, lost an eye. And then you're going to glue on. Whoops, got a lot of whoops today. I'm going to glue on my little nostrils like that. Now, when it comes to the tissue paper, I'm going to move this. I just have 3 colors, but you can make your dragon fire any color that you want. And what I did was I just made some strips out of this tissue paper. Okay. And I folded the tissue papers in half. And because glue sometimes, like I said, takes a little while to stick, if you look inside here, I'll try to show you. I just taped it in there. I just taped it. Now, in the end, there's my dragon. And if I do this, oh gosh, it looks like he's blowing fire. So, toilet paper roll, some paint or some markers, some pom-poms or cotton balls, some eyes, and some tissue paper, and you have a dragon. Now, I've got to figure out what this dragon's name is going to be. So, here is a sheet called What's Your Dragon's Name? Now, you're going to have to, you can look at it today, and you can text or you can chat with us the name of your dragon. If you want to make numerous dragons and name them for brothers and sisters, then you can find this on the Bright Lights website. So it says, take the first letter of your name. Now, if I do that, I know that this dragon is going to have the same name as this dragon. So I'm going to name this dragon for my husband. So my husband's first name is N, so it's going to be Noble. That's nice, I like that. And the month that my husband was born is December, so that would be Sky Rider. So this dragon's name is Noble Sky Rider. So I'm going to scoot this up, and I'm going to try to even this up so you can read that. All right, can you figure out your dragon's name? And go ahead and chat that dragon's name to us.
Shelley, this is Lori, and I was going to share with you my husband's dragon's name is Crusty Sea Serpent.
Crusty Sea Serpent. That's a pretty good name.
I see we have some friends that Alex has Ancient Sea Serpent, and Ethan has Energy Lightning Tail, and Nora seems to have Noble Chased Hunter.
Ooh, I like that. Ancient Blackwater. Ooh, that sounds like an ominous dragon.
Now, Crafty dream. That's kind of a fun one that Bowden has. And Sawyer has crafty light tail. Oh, there's a whole bunch over. Yeah.
You can make an entire dragon family. And I think that's kind of a fun, easy craft to do. You like that? All right. So Lori, we're going to do a little activity. You know, in the past couple of days, we had Casey's put on a Go Noodle for us. And instead of today, we're going to do some activity cubes. So Lori, are you and your Sir Read-A-Lot ready?
Yes, he is just stretching. He's just stretching for a moment and getting warmed up. So
he needs to stretch.
He doesn't want to, he doesn't want to pull anything. So
that's right. So boys and girls, stand up or get off the couch or get out of bed if you're lying in bed with bright lights and you're ready. So I'm going to roll one of these dice, and then you're going to do that for a count of 10 seconds, all right? So we'll do a couple of these enough. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to roll my dice. Curtsy like a queen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Curtsy, curtsy, curtsy. Excellent. Maybe 10 seconds is too long. Let's roll the dice. Twirl like a princess. No, you got a swirly chair, so it's perfect. All right, guys and gals, you ready? Boys and girls, here we go. Gallop like a horse.
All right.
All right, here we go. Ready? Oh, curtsy like a swing a sword like a knight. Sir Read-A-Lot, do you have a knight, a sword there? Excellent.
Well, yeah, it's in the dishwasher, so he doesn't have it right now.
Let's talk about knights, shall we? I've got a book. I'm going to stay here at the craft table, and we'll do a couple more activity cubes a little bit later here. And let me get my book. It's filled with all kinds of fun things. And this is a book called Knights. Because dragons, of course, are especially powerful things in our discussion today, but so are knights. Now, as I read it, I want you to pay really close attention to these shields that you see, because we are going to talk about the knights and their shields. So here we go. This is William. William lives in England. It is the year 1415, and England is at war with France. William's father is a knight. It is his job to help protect the people of England. Someday, William hopes to be a knight too. Knights are soldiers who fight on horseback. They wear heavy suits of armor to keep them safe in battle. William is 7 now. He's old enough to be a page. William says goodbye to his mother and his sister. He is leaving his family and going to live at Lord James' castle. His father will take him there. A castle is really a fort with walls all around it. Lord James' castle is a very safe place. Besides the stone walls, a deep moat runs around the castle. A drawbridge can go up if there's danger. Now, if you know the Jack and Annie story, you know that this moat and this drawbridge has a huge part of the story. So you might want to check that out. William and his father stop at the gatehouse. The guard raises a heavy gate called a portcullis. Okay, here's the pronunciation. So you say it with me. Portcullis. Portcullis. Now they can go inside. The Lord's family, his knights, and his servants live in the castle. This part of the castle is the keep. The keep is this huge tower. The kitchen, dining hall, chapel, and bedrooms are all there. So that middle part, I always find this really interesting. That's where the Lord's family and his knights and all the servants live. William says goodbye to his father. He's sad, but there's other pages, so he'll have a lot of friends. William soon finds out that being a page is hard work. Pages take care of the hunting dogs. They run errands. They bring food to the table. Everyone drinks ale, including children. Most people don't have plates. They use stale slices of bread, and nobody uses forks. I kind of like that, huh? Not because they have bad manners. There just aren't forks in England. They do not come into use for another 200 years. Instead, people eat with spoons, knives, and their fingers. You might like that. Many knights live in the castle. Pages love to hear the knight stories. A knight must be loyal to his lord and to the church. He must be brave and fair, even to his enemies. He must help anyone in trouble. The pages are very young, but right away they learn how to do mock fighting in a joust. They use small swords and lances. Here, William is tilting at the quintain. So this word tells us how to pronounce it, quintain. So this is a quintain. He must knock over a heavy dummy with his lance, but William forgets the most important part, to duck. The quintain swings around and he's knocked right off of his horse. Here are some of the other weapons that a knight uses. A lance, a spear, a battle axe, a mace, a war hammer, a dagger, and a sword. Knights don't use slingshots. Only peasants use them. Pages also learn about armor. A suit of armor may have 60 pieces, and it weighs about 60 pounds. Even so, it does not feel heavy to wear, it just feels really hot inside. Now in the Jack and Annie story, Jack ends up putting on one of these helmets, and it is so heavy, and the visor comes down. We're going to take a look in a little while at you having your own knight helmet and visor. So we have all these different parts. Can you imagine having to get into that every time? And then you're on your horse as well. Kind of surprises me that it says, even so, it does not feel heavy to wear. It just feels hot inside. One of the most important pieces is the shield. Knights use their shields to protect themselves. Each knight puts a special design on his shield. It is called his coat of arms. That way, knights can be told apart even in their armor. After William's father dies, his coat of arms will be passed to William. Remember at the start I said, I want you to pay a special attention to the shields. So you can look at some of these designs. A dragon, a castle, this is a lion. We're going to talk about what some of these symbols mean. Much of William's time is spent training for war and learning how to be a polite gentleman. Still, there is time for fun. Everyone enjoys games such as chess, checkers, and backgammon. William likes Hoodman's Blind best of all. It's a lot like Blind Man's Bluff. Pages also learn to sing and dance and play the lute. Sometimes the pages go hunting with the lords and ladies. Everyone hopes to catch a stag, that's a male deer. Catching a boar or a wolf or a bear is good too. But nobody cares about catching a rabbit. That's for peasants. Lord James raises falcons for hunting small birds. He sets out on horseback. A hooded falcon sits on his wrist. When Lord James spots a bird, he removes the hood. The falcon goes after the bird. Then Lord James blows a whistle. The falcon returns to him, and a dog brings back the dead bird. So he has falconry. He trains his falcons. Many times, troubadours, Thomas, we make sure we say it right. Troubadours, you say that with me? Troubadours can't come to the castle. They sing songs. They also tell stories about love and brave knights of old. Here is one of William's favorites. So this is St. George and the Dragon. Now, my dragon, he loves this story, so here we go. St. George was a young knight who set out to find his fortune. Soon he came to a town. A fire-breathing dragon lived nearby. The villagers had to give their children to the dragon, or else he would set the town on fire. At last, it was the king's turn. His daughter was named Sabra. She was very brave. She saw St. George coming to save her. She told him to save himself instead. Did St. George leave her? No, he killed the dragon with his sword. Oh, maybe that's not one of the dragon's favorite stories. William hopes to be as brave as St. George someday. Today is a special day. There's going to be a tournament. A tournament's like a fake battle. Knights fight each other, but blunt weapons are usually used, not sharp. Everyone comes to watch. They cheer for their favorite knight, and each knight ties a scarf from his favorite lady on his lance. After the tournament, there's a big feast. Jugglers and actors perform. There's lots of wine and fancy food. A cooked swan is served with all its feathers put back on. What? A cooked swan is served with all its feathers put back on. Amazing. There's a pastry castle with meats, eggs, and nuts inside it. Then William sees a most amazing sight. A large pie is brought in. A servant slices into it, and live birds fly out. There's a nursery rhyme about that, I think. The feast lasts far into the night, long after William and the other pages have gone to sleep. William dreams of the day when he will turn 15. Then he will become a squire. A squire's job is to serve his knight. At meals, he carves the knight's meat. He helps him with his armor. He takes care of his horse. He fights by his side in battle. Squires wear silver spurs. Spurs are down here. Only knights wear golden spurs. I think that's an interesting fact. Not all squires become knights. Usually, it's a reward for a brave deed in battle. A squire must take the vows of knighthood. He kneels before the Lord. The Lord touches his shoulders with a sword. He presents him with his golden spurs, and now he's a knight. William looks forward to the day he may hear the words, "I dub thee knight." Then he will be Sir William. All right, so a lot of kind of cool information in this little book, and I always think, every time I read that, I remember I learned something else, something new. This is about those knight shields, and the colors of the shields are very meaningful, and some of the pictures too. So this is a shield, a worksheet that's on the Bright Lights website that you can make your own shield. You might want to print it out on a cardstock or some thicker kinds of paper. And obviously, this isn't a great big one that you can hold in front of you to joust. It's a littler one, but I want you to, we're going to talk about all the different colors and what the divisions on the shields mean. So white is peace, gold, generosity, means you're a giving kind of person. Red is a warrior or a martyr. Blue is loyalty and strength. You see a lot of blue in knights' shields. Green is joy and hope. Orange is ambition. Maroon, patience. Sometimes we have to have patience. We have to be able to sit back and relax and wait for things to happen. Patience is a virtue. And black is grief or resistance. If I am resisting something, I'm fighting against something. Then even how you divide your shield up is really important. So if I put a cross, it means faith and protection. So this one has green, which would mean joy and hope. And it has gold, which is generosity. So even in this one shield with no design on it, it has a really special meaning. This way, where I split it that way, means rule and authority. And if I have this line going across, defense and protection. So white would mean peace, and red is a warrior. So it's kind of saying, I'm peaceful in peaceful times, but I'm a warrior during hard times. I don't know. Blue, loyalty and strength, with that generosity, that gold going across. So then, line division meaning examples. So, sea and water, clouds and air, earth, land, a fortress, fire. Now, often you see a picture, a design. So if I have a crown, it means authority. A dragon could mean valor and protection, intelligence. This is a griffin, I do believe. A lion means courage. And lots of times when we see a lion, we think of a lion being a symbol of courage and being courageous. And glory and royalty. So I made my shield. Okay, so let's see. If I use my examples here, I wanted this to be maroon, which means patience, because as a teacher, sometimes we have to be very patient. As a mom, I have to be very patient. That's something that sometimes I need to work on. I have blue, which for me means loyalty and strength. And I have white. I left this white for peace. And then I put a sun, which could mean glory and royalty. And then I decided that I was just going to put a castle. When I was looking through the night book, you turn back, I saw this shield with this castle, and I thought, oh, I kind of like that. This has the sea serpenty fish, and the lion, and the fleur-de-lis, and the dragon. So that is my shield. All right? So I want you to look at this, and if you are going to design a shield from this sheet later on, I want you to think about, is there a color that when you look over at the colors, you think, oh, that's what I would have as my shield? Or do you have a symbol that you think, oh, definitely. I wonder, Lori, what does
Yes.
Sir Lot have for his shield?
Sir, oh, there he is. He has a
What do you think he would have?
he has a sun on
Yeah.
his, and then the colors are white
Okay.
and I believe blue.
White and blue. We're kind of on the same
Yeah.
loyalty, strength, and peace.
Yes, and then he has a stripe across his.
Okay, like this stripe.
Yes, and so his has defense and protection too.
Yeah. So really cool. When I look up here at the examples, let me zoom into these with our camera here. This one, I mean, this has such detail on it. There's a horse, the knight is on it, the shield has a little tiny shield here. This one has the lion, which means courage, I do believe, and then the swords. So I'm hoping that on those rainy days this summer, maybe you can make a shield for us and you can send us a picture on our Bright Lights Facebook. So there's a shield that you can make, and I hope you share it with us. And I really had some fun. I might make one a little bit later today. Now, the other thing that we put on the Bright Lights website for you is this mask, this shield mask. When I look back here at the equipment, okay, we have this helmet, just like Sir Read-A-Lot has, and a visor. I can zoom this in, get this a little bit, ooh, there we go, a little bit better. And so this also is there. And once again, you might want to put that on cardstock, and you can color it gray or silver or pink or purple. Maybe you want to go back and think about the different colors and what they represent on the shields and color it to match that. You're going to put two little holes right here. Remember, let someone help you poke those holes, and maybe put a string around it or a piece of elastic around it. And then you, with your crest, with your shield, with your knight helmet, you are going to be a stylish knight. Now, one other thing that I put on the Bright Lights website was this. Now, during Bright Lights, if we were back in the school to have bright lights, this sword would be, of course, much, much bigger. So I remember in the book, it talks about when William is learning how to joust. You go back to that page. Let's see, I'm gonna find it. He's learning to joust, there it is. It says that right away they learn how to do mock fighting and joust. They use small swords and lances. So this would definitely be a small sword. But that is also something that you can print out or just color that are on the Bright Lights website. So those are some things that are there that I hope you check out. I especially hope that you check out how to make your shield. And you know what, Lori, when I'm thinking about this, I'm not sure that this sheet is on the Bright Lights website. So
Okay.
if it's not, we'll make sure it gets there, okay?
You betcha.
Perfect. All right, Sir Read-A-Lot, you're ready? We're gonna roll the dice. Everybody, all you Bright Lights campers out there, stand up, get off that couch. Here we go. Fly like a Pegasus. Like a Pegasus there. Oh, yeah. Oh, should be like a dragon, shouldn't it? I think so. All right, ready? Oh, flip your legs like a fairy. Woo! You can spin. All right, one more. Oh, perfect one. It says stomp like a dragon. Yay! Stomp like a dragon. Speaking of dragons, good job, sir, read a lot. Speaking of dragons, all week we have had some I Spies that we've put on the Bright Lights website. And the first day, let's see, there was a dinosaur. And then on the second day, there was, I think, some hieroglyphs and some pyramids. And then yesterday, there were pirates and Jolly Rogers and sailing ships. So, of course, today, it's dragons. And have you ever seen so many dragons? And they're all different colors. But you need to be really careful because some are green dragon flying and some are green dragon sitting. So you got to make sure you distinguish between the two. So when you look at it, you're going to have to think about it in color. So I know whenever I count these, I always get just a little bit off. So if you do that today, let us know just how many I Spy dragons you see. That would be perfect. So I hope this morning you loved making that dragon, and I can't wait to see how many different dragons you find that you can count. All right, Renee, can we head over to the book nook?
Absolutely. Here we go. You know, I was just thinking, Shelley, everybody who's watched this week has so many things that they're going to be able to, gosh, use and
Yeah.
play with and put on plays and act out their books. That's awesome.
Yeah, I hope you do. I hope you go back and look at other things. Here's that dragon that we made over in the craft corner, and here's what I was talking about. So it's a fire-breathing dragon. So I love that. Now, this dragon has a favorite poem that I want to read. We haven't done poetry this week. We've done lots of picture books, which usually are fiction. And we've talked about nonfiction, which I know so many of you really like a lot. And so this is a poem by one of my favorite poets, Shel Silverstein. And here's how it goes. I am the dragon of Grinsley Grun. I breathe fire as hot as the sun. When a knight comes to fight, I just toast him on sight, like a hot, crispy cinnamon bun. When I see a fair damsel go by, I just sigh a fiery sigh, and she baked like a tater. I think of her later with a romantic tear in my eye. I'm the dragon of Grinsley Grun, but my lunches aren't very much fun, for I like my damsels medium rare, and they always come out well done. So we had the story about the knight winning against that dragon to protect the fair damsel. And in this, the Dragon of Grinsley Grun by Shel Silverstein, this time the dragon got his revenge. Now, I want to read one more story. It's a little short one called Waking Dragons. And it says, there's a note at the very beginning that says, don't forget to wake the dragons, not wag the dragon. You don't want to do that. Don't forget to wake the dragons before school. Love, Mom. All right. Dragons, wake up. Dragons, wake up. Dragons, rise. Dragons open dragon eyes. This is how we are in some mornings, aren't we? Dragons blink. dragons bumble, dragons leap, dragons tumble out of bed. To brush their teeth, the fangs above, the fangs beneath. Put their jammies in the hamper. It's a pretty well-behaved dragon.
Mhm.
Then all dragons skip and scamper down the hall on 4 big feet to the kitchen there to eat. Breakfast waffles topped with syrup, which makes dragons really cheer up. I love this picture. This is a catapult, and he's firing the waffles with the catapult into the dragon's mouth. I love that. You know, sometimes we make catapults during bright lights, and once again, just stuff that you have around your house, a toilet paper roll, and just a plastic spoon, and you can just tape that plastic spoon on, and you pull it back, and you can feed marshmallows to your pet dragon, to your dog, I don't know. Wipe their faces, runny noses, get into their outdoor clothes. Kiss their dragon mom goodbye, leap from cave into the sky, where dragons get to fly. And fly, and fly. It's almost time for us to fly, but I wanted to talk about one more thing, okay? Because our week this week was based on our Magic Treehouse series, our Jack and Annie stories. And there are so many. Let me grab some. There are so many. In fact, if you start with number 1, I don't know, some of you, I know in class, whenever I ask, there's like 50 some, and there's the Camelot series, and of course, there's all kinds of topics. Amazon, Afternoon on the Amazon. Let me find some others. Someone asked me one time what was my favorite one. I just don't have a favorite. Dingoes at, these are fun, and the Camelot series are so much fun. So check them all out this summer. Read, 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 just like Sir Read-A-Lot does, and just like I do. I know the library has some special things that you can keep track of your reading and get some special prizes. So if you do one thing this summer, I know you're going to do like hundreds of things this summer, but every day, take just a little bit of time to read, read, read. All right, it's been fun. Thank you so much. Renee, I'm going to pass it back to you.
All right, thank you, Miss Shelley, for a really fun week. And Sir reads a lot, and oh my goodness, Miss Lori has our pirates and all sorts of stuff on there. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful, wonderful time this week. Remember that we have more camps the rest of the summer. You just need to go to our brightlights.org webpage and see what we've got. Next week, we're making ice cream. We are working on a graphic novel. We're going to learn some sign language. So we have a lot planned all the way through June and some of July. So I hope you guys can join us again. It has been a lot of fun. But until then, read, 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 read. And we'll just see you guys next time.